of a rapper known as FBG Duck. Duck's real name was Carlton Weekly. He was shot and killed shopping on Oak Street in the Gold Coast.
The jury convicted 6 men for the murder of rapper FBG Duck. FBG Duck, whose real name is Carlton Weekly, was shot and killed while shopping in the Gold Coast back in August 2020.
His girlfriend and a shopper were also heard. Prosecutors say the murder was the result of a violent gang war fueled in part by rap songs by Duck and a competing Chicago rapper.
In the world of Chicago's rap scene, the rivalry between FBG Gang and O Block runs deep, marked by a trail of bloodshed and revenge. The fatal shooting of FBG Duck, a rising star in the drill rap world, ignited a clash between the factions, fueling a cycle of retaliation and payback that rocked the city to its core. But what drove this deadly conflict? Who were the key players involved and what were the consequences of seeking justice in a world where violence reigns supreme? Join us as we dive deep into the underworld of gang warfare, exploring the twisted alliances, bitter rivalries, and tragic consequences that defines FBG Gang versus O Block saga.
Of drill rapper FBG Duck in August of 2020, right in the Gold Coast. The jury of 5 men and 7 women have remained anonymous during the trial out of fear of their lives.
FBG Duck emerged during the early days of the drill movement, a subgenre of hip-hop known for its grim lyrics and beats. Yet, unlike some of its contemporaries like Chief Keef and Lil Durk, Duck's ascent to stardom remained mysterious. The reason? His affiliation with the Gangster Disciples, aka GD, a rival gang in the city's complex street landscape. FBG Duck's story is a tragic one, marked by a deep desire to leave behind the risk of street life and pursue a career in music. But fate had other plans. Raised in the Southside neighborhood of Low End, FBG Duck's upbringing was filled with difficulties. His father's absence due to his prison sentence left him in the care of his grandmother, in a household filled with relatives. From a young age, Duck found himself caught up in the cycle of violence that plagued his community, grappling with the loss of loved ones and the relentless specter of street warfare. Reflecting on his troubled youth in interviews, FBG Duck admitted to being a troublemaker, engaging in frequent fights with his cousins. Violence became an inescapable reality, a harsh truth that shaped his worldview and coping mechanisms. In his own words, he confessed to channeling his anguish and rage into confrontations with others, seeking comfort in a chaotic existence. His association with STL-EBT faction, through his brother, FBG Brick, further rooted him in the city's gang scene. The tragic death of his close friend, Tuka, in a targeted attack ignited a feud that continues to ravage neighborhoods to this day, pitting rivals factions against each other in a cycle of punishment and bloodshed. Allegedly, a member of the Black Disciples, aka BD, O.D. Perry, fell victim to retribution orchestrated by a young woman associated with STL-EBT faction, known as KI. The motivation behind this act allegedly stemmed from Perry's involvement in the murder of KI's close associate, Tuka. In the trail of tragedies, FBG Duck, alongside his friend Dutchie, embarked on a new venture, founding FBG, also known as Flyboy Gang. At the same time, under guidance of his associate Billionaire Black, Duck dived deeper into the realm of rap music. Despite his expanding musical career, Duck remained deeply involved in street life, rumored to be seeking retaliation for Tuka's death by engaging in violent retaliation against rival factions.
Group of rappers known as the Flyboy Gang. Nearly 2 years ago, another member of that group, FBG Duck.
As Duck navigated the world of rap fame and gang affiliation, he strove to carve out a niche for GD-affiliated artists in an industry dominated by BD-associated acts, following Chief Keef's meteoric rise. Notably, another GD rapper, Lil Jojo, emerged as a vocal advocate for his set, Brick Squad, but found himself involved in controversy after a public feud with fellow Chicago rapper Lil Durk. In a tragic turn of events, Jojo's life was cut short in September 2012, the victim of a targeted attack after accidentally disclosing his whereabouts on social media. His passing left a void in the GD rap scene. The thrusting FBG Duck into a position of heightened prominence and responsibility. However, Duck's journey was filled with danger. In June 2013, he narrowly survived a gunshot wound to the leg, followed shortly thereafter by a horrifying fight with his ex-girlfriend, resulting in a life-threatening stab wound to his abdomen. In 2017, Duck faced yet another devastating blow when his brother FBG Brick and cousin Kobe Mack fell victim to fatal violence on the same fateful day. Duck, unaffected by personal tragedy, stepped up his pursuit of musical achievement, resulting in his breakout moment in 2018 with the release of Slide. The song propelled him into a public spotlight, earning millions of views on YouTube and catching the attention of industry heavyweights such as 21 Savage, who lent his vocals to a remix, expanding Duck's reach and influence. His rise to popularity was not without controversy. Duck, known for his bold lyrical attacks on other factions, sparked controversy with his unapologetic disses at rivals, which were a hallmark of Chicago drill rap culture.
During an ongoing gang war that, according to police back then, prosecutors say the defendants were gang members targeting him after he released a diss song.
Despite the verbal fighting and territorial disputes, Duck provided a rare moment of thoughtfulness with Chicago legends, a moving tribute to fallen friends on both sides of the divide that questioned the narrative of everlasting hatred. The escalating tensions between Duck and his rivals reached a fever pitch with the release of Exposing Me, criticizing Duck's allegiances and provocations. In response, Duck and his ally Ruga retaliated with the blistering remix, increasing the lyrical warfare and deepening the hatred between opposing factions. Tragically, Duck's promising career was cut short on August 4, 2020, when he fell victim to a brutal daylight shooting in the Gold Coast neighborhood. As revealed by police records, shocking details emerged regarding an alleged bounty placed on Duck's life before his fatal shooting outside a luxury store in the Gold Coast area.
In the Gold Coast neighborhood, Ralph Turpin is charged in the murder of Carlton Weekly, also known as FBG Duck.
Reports indicated that as many as 21 bullets rained down on Duck during the daytime attack, which also resulted in injuries to his girlfriend and another individual present at the scene. Shockingly, 2 weeks following the tragic incident, an informant in Chicago police custody disclosed chilling information to detectives and FBI agents. Allegedly, an individual associated with the Black Disciples street gang had offered a bounty of $50,000 initially, later escalating it to $100,000 for anyone who could claim Duck's life. Though the identity of the individual behind this heinous scheme was hidden from the records, the informant provided crucial clues. Notably, the person had reportedly purchased custom-made necklaces for members of the Black Disciples O Block faction, linking the plot to the notorious street organization. Further conspiracy arose with the mention of slain rapper King Von, a prominent figure associated with the O Block faction. An FBI affidavit filed in March 2021 referenced a YouTube video featuring Von acquiring distinctive pendants for his associates shortly after Weekly's killing, hinting at potential connections to the bounty plot. But in a shocking development, federal prosecutors later charged 5 individuals associated with the O Block faction in Duck's murder, including Charles C. Murder Liggins, Kenneth Kinney, or Kenny Mac Robertson, to Carlos Los Alford, Christopher C. Thang Thomas, and Marcus Muwap Smart. These suspects, along with the 6th individual who took his own life before the summons, awaited trial on charges of racketeering and murder. Additional information from the informant shed light on Robertson's alleged affiliation with Gangster Disciples' Dipset faction. Despite his connection to Parkway Gardens, recognized as a stronghold of the O Block faction. Now, FBG Duck's life was marked by the constant threat of violence, as detailed in police records, revealing his cautiousness due to receiving death threats from rival gang members involved in the drill rap scene. Surveillance footage captured moments before his fatal shooting depicted Duck expressing concern about being pursued by an armed individual. The tragic events unfolded on the day of the shooting, with members of the O Block faction quickly departing Parkway Gardens in vehicles later traced to the scene of the crime. At 4:26 p.m., FBG Duck and his girlfriend were ambushed on Oak Street by assailants from both vehicles, resulting in Duck's death and injuries to his girlfriend. The conflict between Tuckerville and O-Block, aggravated by inflammatory rap lyrics and retaliatory diss tracks, resulted in the murder of FBG Duck and subsequent retaliation, including the killing of O-Block leader King Von. But then, in a tragic turn of events, Dante Banks Jr., known in the rap world as OTF D-Thang, and the brother of rapper Lil Durk, was fatally shot outside a Harvey strip club on 6th of June 2021. The incident unfolded just after 12:20 a.m. outside Club O on South Halsted, where Banks suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the head. The night took a further grim turn when Harvey police officer Muhammad encountered a person with a gun just before Banks' shooting. A confrontation resulted in Officer Muhammad sustaining a gunshot wound from the unidentified suspect. Thankfully, he received immediate medical treatment and was discharged from the hospital in stable condition. As the night wore on, tragedy struck once more with the deadly shooting with the 100 block of West 155th Street. The victim was Seneca Price, was pronounced dead at South Suburban Hospital. Police suspect this shooting may have been an act of retaliation, further highlighting the escalating violence in the area. A federal jury's verdict on January 17, 2024, brought a measure of closure to a grieving city. After just 2 days of deliberation, the jury's decision convicted the 6 reputed gang members, shedding light on grim realities of gang violence in Chicago. The shooting, entangled in a long-standing dispute between Duck's Tuckerville faction of the Gangster Disciples and O-Block of the Black Disciples, showcased the lethal consequences of territorial disputes within the rap scene. The trial exposed the complex connections between Duck's murder and the hatred fueled by drill rap diss tracks, notably between Duck and O-Block leader King Von. Alleged shooters like Charles Lickens were found guilty on multiple counts, including murder, conspiracy, and weapon-related charges. Others, such as Kenneth Robertson and Carlos Alfred, faced convictions as accomplices and getaway drivers. Christopher Thomas was found guilty of murder, while Ralph Turpin, involved in summoning the shooters, faced convictions for his role. Marcus Smart also faced convictions, though some charges related to the shooting of Duck's girlfriend were not upheld. As the cycle of violence continues to grip Chicago's streets, the city remains on edge, awaiting any developments that may further escalate the feud between these rival factions. With the recent arrest of 6 O-Block members and the devastating loss of Lil Durk's older brother D-Thang, the question arises, is the FBG gang retaliating against O-Block for the murder of FBG Duck? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Crime Sheet if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon.